Hello and welcome back to Mentorverse. In today's video, we are focusing on something that might seem small but makes a huge difference: the introduction of your essay writing. If you have ever asked yourself, how do I start or what should I write in the first paragraph, then this video is just for you. Before beginning, we should understand that why the introduction matters. So introduction of course is very important because it is your first impression. And like we know, the first impression is the last impression. So a well-crafted introduction shows the examiner that you understand the topic, you can paraphrase effectively, and you are ready to present a clear structured argument. So in short, you can say that it sets the tone for everything that follows. Now, in order to write introduction, okay, or I can say in order to write an impactful introduction for your essays, you need to demonstrate clarity, precision, and control over complex sentence structures. Now, here is a simple yet powerful three-step structure you can use. The first step is paraphrase the question. Now, paraphrasing means that whatever the question statement is written, you have to write it in your own language. We will be understanding that how you can paraphrase the question statement. In next part of the video, you will know that. So here, paraphrasing is very important. You do not have to copy as it is. Whatever is written in the question statement, do not copy it. The next step is state your position. So, whatever your opinion is, if that is asked from you, whatever your opinion is, write it clearly in your introduction and use the same words, same terminologies that are used in the question statement. Of course, you can use some synonyms, that is perfectly fine, but give your opinion clearly in your intro. For example, if they've asked you whether you agree or disagree, so you should say that I firmly agree or I firmly disagree to the statement. So, whatever your opinion is, bring clarity. Okay. And let's say if they asked you advantages and disadvantages, so for that, you can use the synonyms like merits and demerits, which is perfectly fine. But you need to give that clarity related to whatever your opinion is, right? Next, the third step is outline the essay. This is optional, but it is effective. What is this outline? It gives a roadmap to whatever things you will be writing in your body paragraphs. Okay. So, outline the essay, you can also say that it briefly mentions what the essay will discuss. So, it is more like that parameter, which is coherence and cohesion. It will help you to fulfill this parameter, coherence and cohesion, right? Now let's begin. I'll show you one sample like this. This is the sample introduction. The question statement here is: some people believe that unpaid community service should be a compulsory part of high school programs. Do you agree or disagree? Now, the question statement is very much clear. We just have to mention whether we agree or disagree to the statement, because here is a question mark. It means this is my main question. And this part of the question statement is the background knowledge, the background information, right? Now, if I have to write it in my own words, how can I write it? So there are different ways. I'll be letting you know in the next part of the video. But just to give you an example, this is the sample. So you can see there is a growing discussion whether volunteering should be made a mandatory part of secondary education. So this community service is changed into volunteering. Okay. And the whole structure is changed. So they have said it should be made compulsory. So for compulsory, a different word, mandatory, is used. And after that, while some believe that this undermines the spirit of volunteering, I firmly believe. So the opinion is stated clearly. I firmly believe that compulsory community service plays a vital role in shaping responsible citizens. This essay will examine the benefits for both students and society. Now, this is my outline statement. This is my outline sentence. What is this? This is a roadmap. This is telling that what my body paragraphs will have. That is the benefits. And this is my opinion. And this, the first sentences, they are the rephrasing of the question statement. Whatever is written in the question statement, it is written in my own language. So this is what you also have to do. Now, if you also notice that the word count is not too long, it should be in about like 40 words or 50 words maximum. Try not to exceed that word limit for your introduction. Now, let's understand that how you can rephrase the question statement. These are some top rephrasing techniques, or you can say paraphrasing techniques. The first technique is called as synonyms. What are synonyms? Synonyms means multiple words with same meaning. If I say important or if I say crucial, both mean the same. So, replace keywords with accurate synonyms while keeping the original meaning. For example, like there is this word crowd and then we have mob. Although both mean group of people, but the intention of these two groups of people is completely different, right? Crowd is the group of people that we see at different places, let's say railway station, let's say bus stand, let's say any supermarket. Whereas when we talk about mob, so mob is again group of people, but that group is there to do some kind of antisocial activity, right? Something to bring unrest in the society. So that is mob. Now, both mean group of people, but the intent is completely different. So I cannot use these two words interchangeably. I cannot do that. So you need to be careful that whenever you are using these synonyms, you have to keep the original meaning. Okay. For example, here the question statement, let's say, is written as many people think that the best way to reduce crime is to give longer prison sentences. Okay, which means imprisonment. Prison sentences, imprisonment. Okay. If you have to rephrase it, then you can write it as a large number of individuals. Okay. Many people is now rephrased as a large number of individuals. For think, the word is believe. That extending jail terms, extending for longer, the word is extending. Jail terms is the most effective method to curb criminal activities. Okay, curb is for reduce, right? And jail terms, that is prison sentences. So, this is how the sentence can be made, that is by using different synonyms. Let's understand the next method. But yeah, more thing very important, that do not force rare or awkward synonyms. Clarity matters more than complexity. You have to be clear, and just because I am saying that you have to use synonyms, that does not mean that you sometimes it happens that we tend to use some words that are not right at that very place. So don't do that. Use synonyms only when you are sure that this is the correct usage. Otherwise, it is not something that is suggested. You will be losing your marks because of that. Next, change the sentence structure. Change the sentence structure means alter the grammatical structure or sentence form. Example, from active to passive or from a statement to a complex sentence. For example, like technology has made it easier for people to connect. Now I can change the structure. I can write technology at the end, maybe people or connection in the beginning, right? Or so this is what is called a sentence structure. You can change from active to passive or from passive to active. For example, thanks to technological advancements, maintaining communication has become significantly easier. So connection is now written in the beginning. Like maintaining communication has become significantly easier. Next, use different word forms, change parts of speech. It means convert nouns to verbs, adjectives to nouns. For example, the government should invest more in public transport. So I can write it as greater investment in public transportation should be prioritized by the authorities. You have to be careful with this modal should. This I should not change, okay? Because question asked about this suggestion thing, I will also give a suggestion. All right, let's understand the next method. Change the order of ideas. Order of ideas means the sequence. You can change the sequence of ideas. That is, reorder the sentence components for a more natural flow. For example, some people believe that zoos are cruel and should be closed. So we are saying that zoos are cruel and should be closed. So I can rephrase it as it is believed by some that zoos should be shut down. So, sequencing. Zoos should be shut down due to their perceived cruelty. This is called as reorder. It means closing thing is written at first and cruelty is written at in the second part. Next, use generalizations or specifics. So it depends how you want to write it. So you can use the generalization method or you can use the specific method. That is your choice. For example, like what I mean by saying this is make the idea more general or more specific depending upon your approach. For example, social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram affect relationships. Now, it is going from broader social media platforms to specific, generals to specific. So, if I have to write my introduction, I can write it as online networking sites have a significant impact on interpersonal relationships. Now, how this is written? From that broader perspective, from that generalized perspective. Specifics are not written. If you are given a question like this, then you can rephrase it like this. Okay? Next. Next is add introductory or linking phrases. Add introductory or linking phrases like you should add a few words in the beginning of the sentence because it will boost the fluency and can help shift the structure naturally. So this is also one of the topics that I've already made a video on it. It is related to transition words. If you have not watched it, then do watch it. It is related to linking phrases. It has all those words. There are different types of transition words. 4 to 5 types are there. Do read it because if you are specifically going for the exam like IELTS, then you will be getting scores for using these words. Now, when I say you'll be getting scores, then it does not mean that you have to use it blindly at all the places. Use it wherever it is necessary. Okay. So use these introductory or linking phrases because it will boost the fluency. For example, you can say that in recent times, there has been growing concern about. Now, in recent times, this is kind of an introductory phrase that I have added. Or you can say, one of the most widely debated issues today relates to. So, one of the most widely debated issues, also, this is grammar thing, issues. Why? Because this is one of the, out of many, we are talking about one. So, it should be issues with this. Another example, it is often argued that. So, these are some of the introductory phrases that you can use in the beginning of your sentences. Any sentence. I'm not saying that in the beginning of paragraph, but I'm saying in the beginning of any sentence, you can use it depending upon the need. Next, this is a sample paraphrasing example. and I've used all the techniques here. So let's see. You can also take your time and try to write your own introduction, and then you can see the sample. I always put emphasis on brainstorming. Do this brainstorming because you will gain that confidence in your final exam also, to write it in your own way, which is more raw and not something that is cramped. So, here the question states that some people think that the internet has brought people closer together, while others think that people and communities are becoming more isolated. So, some people are saying that people are becoming more social, let's say, while others feel that people are becoming more isolated. So, completely different views. Now, if I have to rephrase it, I can write it as, while people argue that the internet fosters stronger interpersonal connections, others contend that it has led to increased isolation among individuals and communities. So, this is just the rephrasing of whatever is written in the question statement. All the techniques are used: synonyms, structure change. You can say